What's up, fuckers, and welcome back to another 5-year rebuild here on NBA 2K22 Next Gen. Today we're going to be using the Los Angeles Clippers, a team that is hopefully finally fully healthy and ready to win a championship. This is a Clippers team that is led by two of the best two-way players in the entirety of the NBA when those guys are healthy, that being Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. Kawhi didn't play a single game last season for the LA Clippers. I believe Paul George played like 30 or less games, something like that, but their impact was obviously not felt last season. They got both those guys back this season. It puts them close to the top of the list in title favorites. We're going to talk a little bit more about this team and the crazy depth they do have once we get into this video. Real quickly, we are currently less than 70 subscribers away from 30,000. I really do appreciate each and individual one of you, but if you have not yet, please do me a favor, subscribe to the channel. It means a lot to me as we do closely approach 30,000. Of course, leave any other video ideas down below in the comment section. And if you could leave a like on the video, that would be great as well. But yeah, without further ado, man, let's see if we can bring a title to the LA Clippers. Before we do start simming the first season, we're going to go over some of the strengths and the weaknesses of this Clippers team, this roster, and kind of the way they are constructed. So let's hop into the roster real quick. Obviously, Kawhi and Paul George are going to be here. They're going to be insane and hopefully help carry this team. John Wallace here was bought out by the Houston Rockets pretty quickly, honestly, signed with the Clippers once he was bought out. It's a 2-year deal. The second year is actually a team option. I was going to accept it anyway, so I just left it as a 2-year deal. It doesn't change anything. But yeah, he's obviously been a guy who's also been injury prone. Really didn't play a ton for the Houston Rockets. And now here in LA, I'm imagining if he's fully healthy, they're going to start him. But, you know, with the way his career's kind of gone over the past couple seasons, that is a big if. But, you know, prime John Wall was a different animal. I will say that. We're obviously not getting prime John Wall, but he's still probably a very serviceable, very good role player for this team. You got Terrence Mann here as well. This is one of the weaknesses. I'm not Terrence Mann. One of the weaknesses about the Clippers is there's almost too many cooks in the kitchen at almost every single position. Like the depth on this team is absolutely nuts. I would not be surprised if this team made some sort of trade and found some way to kind of trim out some of these players and maybe acquire a backup center or something like that. But, you know, there's a ton of talent here. Terrence Mann, backup point guard. You got Reggie Jackson here as well. Unfortunately, he did regress. I kind of wanted him to be my backup point guard, but with the way he kind of did regress, he went from a 77 all the way down to a 74, you can see. I don't really know if those numbers are serviceable enough in those ratings and that overall. So I think Terrence Mann, he's got a longer contract. I think the potential is a little bit higher there. Probably going to be getting some time as the backup point guard. We got Paul George, who, again, is a guy that does regress. You guys see this throughout pretty much every single time I get Paul George or have Paul George in a rebuild. A guy that does really regress. It's super unfortunate because I would love to use Paul George in today's video for the entire 5 years. I just don't know how feasible that is with his age and the way he does end up regressing throughout it. We will see, though. You got Norman Powell here on a 4-year contract. Good player. Probably could start for this team. I don't know if he will in real life. I'm going to have him come off the bench, kind of anchor that second unit. Probably going to be one of the leading scorers off the bench in that second unit. But, you know, that's the way we're going to kind of go about this as of now. You got Luke Kennard here as well. Good depth piece. I am playing both these guys in the rotation. That's the way I'm going to have, you know, kind of have it worked out. I don't really see a way to get, you know, one of these guys not playing. I just don't really see it. You got Brandon Boston Jr. here as well, second-round pick. Last year's draft, you got Kawhi Leonard, who first ballot Hall of Famer, Defensive Player of the Year, NBA champion, has pretty much everything you would need on the resume. He's also a guy that regresses. That being said, I think there are definitely levels to these kinds of things. I can deal with maybe Kawhi's regression a little bit more than I could with Paul George's, because by the year 3, by the end of it, pretty sure Paul George is like an 82. So we'll work on that from there. But Kawhi, excited to have him back. Hopefully he's back with the Clippers in real life this year playing. Obviously he's not going to play 82 games, but playing the majority of the season. Kawhi Leonard healthy is an absolute monster. You got Amir Coffey here as well. Signed a 3-year deal with this team in the Austin extension, rather. Marcus Morris Sr., Nicholas Batum, two guys who are definitely on the older side as well. So, like, you know, the whole age thing about this team is definitely real. That being said, 2K in real life definitely have their differences. So, in real life, a lot of these guys are going to be much more effective than they are in this game. I'm going to start Batum. I'm going to have Morris come off the bench as well. Be in that second unit. Nick Batum signed a 2-year, $22.5 million extension with the Los Angeles Clippers. And then the center spot's kind of weird because, funny enough, you might be looking here or saying here and asking, why do you have Robert Covington listed as a center? And, you know, that's not a crazy thing. It's not a crazy request. Reason for that is if you go on ESPN, you look at the depth chart for this team, they currently have Rocco listed as the backup center. So Zubac is going to be playing the majority of the center minutes. Covington's not technically in the rotation, so I'm not going to sit here and tell you we're going like full Mike D'Antoni, Houston Rockets small ball era, but we're going to basically be running with one center, and then in some rotations, we just won't have one. So that being said, this is a position, probably the weakest position on the floor for us right now. Not a shot at Zubac, it's just kind of the reality of the situation with him kind of being the only center here. But that being said, the depth on this team is 100% nuts. We should definitely be towards the top of the West when it comes to teams hopefully in line to win a championship. Other than that, we kind of have to be good because we don't have draft picks. So kind of do or don't. Let's see what happens. I'll see you guys in the rotation. Year number 1 for us in LA is officially here, and we have officially set the rotation. I think this is the way that it'll probably work best. I'm sure I'll have some people in the comment section saying, hey, start John Wall at the 1, start Powell at the 2, PG at the 3, Kawhi at the 4, and then Zubac at the 5. And that's not a crazy ask. That's not a crazy, unrealistic possibility. I don't know how the Clippers are going to do it in real life. I'm sure there'll be nights where that is a possibility. I'm sure there'll be nights like this where this is the rotation. This is the way I'm going to do it for now. John Wall, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Nicholas Batum, and Ivica Zubac. Bench unit, Norman Powell, Luke Kennard, Marcus Morris Sr., Terrence Mann, and Amir Coffey. So there's obviously 2 shooting guards coming out the bench. Amir Coffey is going to go ahead and back up Kawhi. Got Terrence Mann backing up John Wall. And then just like that, I mean, there's really not a second big off this bench. So we're going to kind of have to work around that for now in year number 1. I think this is definitely a spot for an upgrade in this offseason, but we're in a good spot. I mean, they just signed Zubac to a multi-year extension, so I don't necessarily plan on trading him immediately, but we'll address this in the offseason. This team should definitely be close to the top of the West this year. See you guys at the end of the first year here in LA. It was an okay season for us here in LA. We end up as a 5 seed. You know, typically the way 2K kind of works, from my experience anyways, is they're not a big fan of having an older roster. So, you know, when the average age of a player in your starting lineup is probably around 32, 33 years old, that doesn't always translate to the best formula. So we're going to work with what we got as of now. I obviously did not make any trades or signings with this team that are not actually on the team in real life. We'll work with what we got, though, which is not draft picks, unfortunately. Luka Doncic, MVP, shocker of the year, I know. Chet Holmgren, Rookie of the Year. Trae Young, Giannis Depoy, Tyrese Halliburton, Most Improved Willie Green. Oh, boy, 62-20 for the Pelicans in the first season. It's going to be one of those days. It really is. We can all kind of feel it. It's going to happen. 45-37 is our record here for year number 1. You know, maybe not the best record yet, but it's one that's it's feasible for the first season. That's the word I'll use. It's a feasible record for us to hopefully build upon in the coming season. So Kawhi leads us in scoring. Really solid kind of bounce back year for Kawhi. Paul George, good year as well. John Wall, actually a really impressive season. You know, coming off, I don't want to say it, the downside of his career. How many games did he play for Houston? He might have played a lot more games for Houston than I actually realized. Does it tell me? All right, 40. That was obviously the shortened season. And well, this is 2K. He didn't actually play 82. How many games did John Wall play for Houston? I don't know why I thought it was way less than. Oh, maybe he did play a lot more. I'm sure somebody already corrected me in the comments. But yeah, we got him here, and he had a really good season for us. So Minnesota here in round number 1. D'Lo, Jalen Noel, Ant, Rudy Gobert, Karl Anthony Towns, Keita Bates, Diop, DeAndre. So this bench blows. That's kind of part of the reason that team, you know, they scare me. I still think we're probably the better team. We definitely by far have the best player in the series. You can probably even debate the best 2. But we win in 5, and here they come. CJ McCollum, Dyson Daniels, Ingram, Zion Williamson, Jonas Valanciunas, Herbert Jones. I do not care what anybody says. I don't play with injuries on, so Kawhi's fully healthy, and Zion's fully healthy. Zion may be a high overall. There's absolutely no shot he's anywhere near Kawhi when he's fully healthy. I'm just going to put that out there into the universe right now. We're down 2-0. We're down 3-0, and we get swept. Shocker of the year. The Pelicans are an absolute cheat code. And the Atlanta Hawks and DeJounte Murray go on to win the finals, and they get their first one as a backcourt together. All right, so we got our work cut out for us. We do not have any draft picks because they're all in Oklahoma City from the Paul George trade. And we got to kind of work with what we got. What is our draft pick situation? Because that's actually, I can't check it right now, because that's actually something that I'm going to need to kind of figure out slowly but surely. We can hit the lottery. You know, we obviously don't. Oh, wait. Oh, it's a swap. We don't actually have that pick. The Thunder do have it. It's actually at number 8. But yeah, we don't have. It would have been nice to have that pick right there, but no, they get it. They get the best pick pretty much every time. Ty Lue I think, is a good head coach. I'm not going to move on from him. He has good ratings in this game. More than happy to keep him here. Hopefully get him a championship here in LA. Now can I look? Yeah, future draft picks. So what do I have? I have 20 this year and 21 in the second round. Okay, 2024, I have my second. We have a swap in 25, nothing in 26, and then our first in 2027. So, wow. That's not ideal, trying to start out a rebuild with a team that's definitely a little bit older as well. So we will draft somebody at number 20. That being said, we're not going to use the second round pick. I don't think I'm going to get any decent value there. So I will draft somebody at 20. I will see who is on the board for us, see who could maybe crack the rotation. But the depth on this team is already kind of insane. So City Sissoko, small forward, maybe looking for a backup center. I'm not even going to lie to you guys. Armando Bacot's kind of the highest one here. Is only a C overall, as you can see. There are 3 C pluses here, 3 small forwards and a power forward. I think Arthur Kaluma could be my guy here from Creighton. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I know a lot about him, but what I do know is that he could definitely replace one of Morris or Nick Batum, just because they're both 33, probably 34 years old now. So Arthur Kaluma is going to be my pick. Welcome to the Los Angeles Clippers. I'm excited to have him here. Check out his overall. He's going to be 75, more than serviceable. By the start of next season, that's probably going to be higher than both Morris and Batum, so I can live with that. Brandon Boston Jr. is coming back. Jason Preston's coming back. Moussa Diabate, or again, horrible names, going to come back. Wow, look at his relations. He's salty. Frustrated as Jason Preston and frustrated as Brandon Boston Jr. It's probably because they're not in the rotation. Interesting little thing that 2K does there. All right, let's hit free agency. Reggie Jackson's basically our only free agent. I'm just going to let him go at this point. Really didn't play for us last year. If this was real life, he'd be playing, but, regression and everything. So, I don't want to maybe blow up the team now, but I think if we're going to kind of find a time to do that, it's kind of better to do it sooner rather than later. So, I'm going to do my best to kind of keep the majority of this maybe core intact. I say core, and that's Kawhi and Paul George. But we definitely got to make some moves because this is a 5-year rebuild. I do not want to suck past next season. So let's make some trades. We're going to be doing this trade right here with the Orlando Magic. We're going to send them Norman Powell and John Wall, probably 2 of our top 4 players, along with 2 second-round picks. Cole Anthony, Mo Bamba are going to come back. Reason I'm doing this is relatively simple. We're getting a whole lot younger at our starting point guard spot. We also acquire a backup center, albeit an expensive one in Mo Bamba. And Cole Anthony progresses and turns into an absolute stud. He's also coming off a year of basically 19 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists. So the best is yet to come for him. He obviously just had a really great year for Orlando. He's going to be our new starting point guard here. We get a lot younger with that move, but we're definitely not done making trades. I might get killed in the comments section, and honestly, if you want to do that, that's completely fine. I know that a lot of Clippers fans out there probably want to see PG get a championship next to Kawhi Leonard. Unfortunately, I'm not going to sit around and wait for this man to continue to regress. I'm going to capitalize on his value right now. And Tyrese Halliburton is a very good way of doing that. This dude progresses into an absolute monster, coming off a great season here in Indiana of 20.5 points, 4 boards, and 8.5 assists. We're also acquiring Buddy Hield. It could be in a trade, could be a good bench piece. Morris is gone. Jason Preston also gone. He was frustrated with his role anyways. Funny enough, Paul George is going back to Indiana where it all kind of started for him. So, that's 2 really kind of big trades down. I don't still think we're done, though. We are acquiring a future first-round pick in 2027 from the Charlotte Hornets from Moussa Diabate. We're giving up a second-round pick as well. This is not a man that's going to play here. Again, we're going to go ahead and try to get some first-round picks because we really do lack on them right now. So, if we look at the roster and kind of the breakdown of this team right now, we got a lot younger. I would think we got better. That's just my opinion right now in 2K. If this was a real-life team, I'd keep Paul George 100%. Cole Anthony and Terrence Mann going to be my 2 point guards. Halliburton, I moved to the shooting guard spot. I'm debating between which one of these guys I kind of want to let be the backup. I could honestly make a case for any of them. Buddy Hield and Luke Kennard definitely both being good shooters off the bench for me. And then Brandon Boston Jr. obviously is a little bit younger. Oh, look at this. That's hilarious. What's his contract looking like? He's an expiring guy. Probably somebody I'll move on from, if I'm being honest. Then it's going to kind of come down to Hield or Kennard. I'm probably going to lean Kennard just because he was on the squad anyways. And then I'm just going to keep trying to get first-round picks. I'm going to start Kaluma next year. Batum will be the backup. And then Covington's going to go as well for a pick. So it's kind of all coming together the way we kind of wanted it to go. Oh, wrong button. I was trying this offseason to kind of maximize picks. Even if we're not as good as we potentially could be next season, I think we set ourselves up in a really good spot to be good in the future. And I think that's something that's definitely really important moving forward because in these 5-year rebuilds, it's not just, 3 seasons, try to win a championship and get out. I got an extra 2 seasons I got to worry about. And if I'm, sucking for those 2 seasons, that's not going to be good. 2 first-round picks here from the Cavs. That's kind of hard to say no to. They might not be the best picks in the world, but 2 first-round picks is 2 first-round picks. And then I'm actually going to try to get a decently good first-round pick for Buddy Hield. I actually might see if the Lakers will give me their first. Actually, I think the Pelicans have the Lakers first. We're actually getting some pretty decent offers here. 2026 Jazz. Can I actually do instead? What's your roster looking like? Still got Donovan Mitchell, but they actually end up sucking a lot. The Timberwolves. Timberwolves pick or 2025. It's a protection backup. That sucks. Who's your pick in 24? All right, who's another team offering me a pick? What pick is this? This is the Washington pick. Yeah, sign me up for that. That's their unprotected first-round pick next year for Buddy Hield. That could be a really good pick. So we made all the moves we're going to make. Some you might agree with, some you might not agree with. And honestly, that is fine. But I think for the overall future of this team, next 4 seasons, I think we set ourselves up for good and for success. And we obviously got a lot younger and a lot more draft picks. So we're in a good spot right now. I'll see you guys at the start of year number 2 here in LA. We made a ton of moves last offseason, moves that I think are going to set us up for success in both in the future and honestly in the present. I'm way more happy with this team than I was last season. We got Cole Anthony and Tyrese Haliburton, completely new backcourt. Tyrese Haliburton's up to an 89 overall. I will go ahead and actually, just because I'm interested, check on the overall of Paul George over there in Indiana. I can't imagine it's too high. It's probably even lower. I went by them, didn't I? Yeah, Paul George is an 82 overall, and he's making $45 million. So, that's on 2K. That's not really just on Paul George. He didn't play bad at all. He doesn't deserve to regress that low. It's just kind of 2K on his BS. So I'm happy we have Haliburton here now. He's going to be a star for us in the future as well. Can hopefully alleviate some of the pressure here on Kawhi Leonard, who's also a little bit older at this point. I'm also starting Arthur Kaluma, who we took 20th overall. I think starting a young guy on a team that I maybe don't think is necessarily a championship contender is kind of a smart move because hopefully he can continue to progress and one day be a really solid starter for us. On top of that, I'm still giving Zubac the nod over Mo Bamba. I think he kind of fits this team a little bit better in the starting 5 than Mo Bamba does. Bench unit, Luke Kennard moving to the 6-man role, followed by Mo Bamba, Terrence Mann, Nick Batum, and then Amir Coffey. I think this team's set up beautifully. I'm much more happy with the rotation this season. Hopefully we're back in the playoffs, though. Let's see what happens at the end of year number 2. Year 2 is over. We are in the playoffs, and we are a 3 seed. I'm very happy with this team right now. Luka, 2nd straight MVP. Not a triple-double, though. I'm a little bit disappointed. Victor Wembanyama, Rookie of the Year, ended up getting drafted by the Spurs. That's going to be a scary fit if he does end up there. Ben Simmons, 6th Man of the Year. Congrats, Brickleberry. Giannis wins Depoy. Shaden Sharp, Most Improved. Willie Green, Coach of the Year. We lost to the Pelicans last year. I'm assuming we're still going to lose to them. Whoa. Okay, so, I got all worked up about a 3 seed, thinking we were like maybe 50-plus wins. But no, 42 wins. 3-way tie, actually, was good enough for a 3 seed. So, it's maybe not exactly the season we were hoping for. Cole Anthony leads us in scoring. That was Kawhi Leonard, Tyrese Haliburton. Kind of our new big 3. We got Arthur Kaluma. Solid rookie campaign. 12 points, 7.5 boards, 1.5 assists. I'd like to get that field goal percentage up. Obviously, he's not a 3-point shooter either, but maybe he's a defensive monster. Mo Bamba, Ivica Zubac, Luke Kennard, Terrence Mann, Amir Coffey, Batum, Ione down there. Rebounds per game went to what the fuck? Ivica Zubac, and assist was Tyrese Haliburton. All right, let's go ahead. Oops, excuse me. Let's go ahead and send the playoffs. We got the Minnesota Timberwolves here in the first round. No, I don't know what I just did a couple seconds ago. I kind of glitched out for a second. Interesting. New look rotation. How does Jalen Brunson? I feel like he always. Oh shit! I didn't mean to do that. Whatever. I feel like Jalen Brunson somehow always kind of ends up being on the Timberwolves. I don't know how it happens. Also, the Wizards. How bad were the Wizards? I have their unprotected pick this year. That's actually important. How bad were the Wizards? They sucked. 34 wins and probably going to be a top 5 or 6 pick. That's beautiful. Moving on to round 2. KPJ, Jalen Green, Zach LaVine, Jabari Smith Jr., Şengün, Kenya. Yeah, we're going to lose. They got Io there as well. I saw this is a very good. They're 7 and we're up 2-0. That's a 7 seed. I thought they'd be a lot better than that. They are young though. We're up 3-2 right now. We're going to a game 7 and we blew a 3-1 lead. Not exactly the way I wanted the playoffs to go in year number 2. It does not matter. We would have gotten skull fucked by the New Orleans Pelicans anyways. And the demigod himself, Mr. Zion Williamson. I hope, I don't even want to use this term. I feel like I'm playing Call of Duty, but, fucking nerf Zion for 2K23. It's actually ridiculous. It's just bonkers. He's great. Zion's unbelievable when fully healthy. But, him turning that good, he's a Hall of Famer at this point, in the game. It's ridiculous. Let's hit the draft lottery because obviously that Wizards pick is going to be hopefully very high on our radar. It's currently projected number 4, so that is beautiful. Maybe we can get a little bit lucky, hop up a little bit in the draft. We do not. We drop. We fall to number 6 because, why wouldn't we, obviously? Let's now see what our options are here. We definitely have some options. I'm not going to fire Ty Lue or not re-sign him. I'm going to bring him back. You know, albeit I think this team made a lot of changes. It was probably, you know, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. It was probably a lot for him to work with. We basically flipped the roster on top of his head. So we changed some things. We're going to run it back with Ty Lue. Maybe by the end of, you know, 2 years from now, if we're not doing too well, maybe we'll get a new coach for the 5th and final year. But 6th overall pick, we take a look at this draft class. This is obviously Xavier Booker, Kwame Evans Jr., Justin Edwards. If I'm thinking about guys I kind of want to draft here, you know, there's definitely some options. I could draft a guy like DJ Wagner if he falls to me at number 6. It all kind of just depends who's there for me, and then obviously we can go kind of based off need at that point. I'm not going to trade up. I think I get a lot of the guys that are close to the top anyways. And DJ Wagner's here. Honestly, could be a good backup for Cole Anthony, and, you know, I think he's kind of the guy that I'm going to take. Last time I didn't draft DJ Wagner, I got like so many comments telling me how he's going to be an absolute stud in the league, and he's just going to be an absolute monster. And like, look, I think he's going to be good, but I don't know. I feel like I appreciate the advice, but when it kind of comes down to it every single time, it's just a roster in 2K. It really is. DJ Wagner going to be drafted, going to be most likely backing up Cole Anthony. Kawhi's going to decline his option. I'm going to bring back Kennard. Kawhi's obviously a big marquee free agent for us. So oh shit. Well, Anthony and Halliburton also fall into that realm, which means we definitely have a shit ton of money right now. But I'm just going to focus on getting Kawhi Leonard back, who has currently 2 real offers. One, the Raptors want him back. The Cavs are interested in him as well. I'm going to basically max him out right now. What's the breakdown per year? That's 2 years, 72 million. So that's what, 36 million bucks a year. Yeah, I'm going to give him a little bit more than that. I'll basically give him the well, how high can I go? I can go up to $47 million a year. Well, I'm not going to do that. I'll probably give him around $38 million. I'll give him a player option. I'm not going to give him a no trade clause. I don't think it. No shot, right? Really? All right. Is Kawhi going to leave me? That really sucks. I don't know why I tried to give him a second contract. No, wait. Oh my God. Kawhi Leonard's gone. That changes some things. That really that kind of hurts my rebuild a little bit, I would say. I'm not going to renounce him. He's a $68 million qualifying offer. Wow, that really... Oh, wait, he's here. He's back. All right, I'm not going to risk losing him. I'll give him $42 million. I don't care anymore. I'm not going to move on from Kawhi Leonard. Hopefully he accepts this. I don't know if he just backed out of the deal or whatever, but I need to get Kawhi Leonard back. Halliburton's going to go to the Lakers. I'm going to match that. Do not renounce Cole Anthony. What is up with this game and doing shit like that? Like, it's just weird. Why would I ever renounce Cole Anthony? He's our starting point guard. He's just led this team and probably, I think, yeah, led us in scoring. But, yeah, he's going to come back. Okay, well, Kawhi scared us for a second, but he decided to stick around and decided to stay. Terrence Mann's probably gone now, expiring contract. We did just draft DJ Wagner. And, yeah, I think we're in a pretty good spot right now. I'm probably going to get a new backup power forward for moving on from Terrence Mann. And let's see some options right now. Let's see who's available on the trade market. O'Shea Brissett is here. I'm not giving up a first-round pick for a backup. That's definitely not something I'm interested in. Any other options here? Chris Boucher also requires me giving... I thought that said Scotty Barnes for a second. I was like, yeah, I'll give up a first for him. Justice Winslow on a 1-year contract. Ugh. I don't know. Like Trey Lyles. These are not good trades. What is this? Miami? Miami's definitely still good, aren't they? Actually, I feel like I don't see Miami in the playoffs a ton, but this team's really good. It's lottery protected. It's not even worth it. Terrence Mann. You know what I could do? Because Luke Kennard's also a free agent next season, but he has been playing well for us. If I combine these two, what are some of the trade offers? I'm just interested. Just want to look. 3 trade offers. Yeah, none of those are really too enticing for me. So Terrence Mann's either going to get me a pick or, honestly, 2 from the Cavs or 2 from the Hornets. Were the Hornets in the playoffs? What's their roster kind of look like? It's just basically kind of LaMelo. All right, let's do this. That's a little bit of a riskier trade. I don't necessarily think that's going to pan out to be anything too crazy, but you know, we signed a guy like Eric Pascal on a 2-year deal. He's going to be the new backup power forward. I'm actually okay with that. I think that's good value. We're also reloading in the pick department in case we decide to make a big trade. So we are all set, and I'll see you guys at the start of, 3rd season here in LA. It's the 3rd year for us here in LA. The starting 5 has no changes. Kawhi Leonard scared the shit out of us, but ended up coming back, but he has regressed all the way down to an 88 overall. It sucks. I never wanted to kind of trade Kawhi throughout this rebuild, but if he continues to regress and maybe not put up the best numbers, it's a possibility because we're paying him a boatload of money. Cole Anthony, Tyrese Halliburton, Kawhi Leonard, Arthur Kaluma, and Ivica Zubac. Probably not the best front court I've ever had, but it's doable. It's workable. DJ Wagner, I'm giving him the 6-man spot because I think he's going to progress into an absolute monster. I've actually seen him end up like an 85, 86 overall sometimes at the end of these videos. So we'll see what happens there, followed by Mo Bamba, Luke Kennard, Eric Pascal, and Amir Coffey. It's not a bad bench whatsoever, and definitely not a bad team whatsoever. Hopefully we can beat 42 wins, which we had last season. Catch you guys at the end of the year number 3. I'm kind of ashamed that we are a 7 seed here in the West. I really am. We're number 9 in the power rankings. I don't know. We honestly could have beaten our win total from last year just because we had 42 wins, and that somehow took the 3 seed. Luka, 3rd straight MVP. Caleb Foster, Ben Simmons, Giannis, Tyrese Maxey is now in Minnesota. Another thing for us to deal with. And, yeah, Nick Nurse, Coach of the Year. Let's check on our record, see how we did. We ended up going 44-38. So we actually played. We had a better record than last year, funny enough, but we're now in the play-in. No, I think that's funny how it works. And what on... Why is 45... Like, what? Okay. I didn't even realize that. So, like, I can sit here and tell you, like, we were not as good as I thought we were going to be, but we were a game out from the 2 seed, which is crazy. Have you ever been able to say that before? Like, the 7 seed and the 2 seed were a game apart. That's absolutely bonkers. Like, I get that back when there was, like, 12 NBA teams maybe, but, like, that's crazy. Like, how about some transparency here, 2K? Cole Anthony, Kawhi Leonard, Tyrese Halliburton, Arthur Kaluma, DJ Wagner, Vita Zubac, Mo Bamba, Eric Pascal, Luke Kennard, Amir Coffey. Rounding out our 10-man rotation. Zubac led us in boards, and assist was Mr. Tyrese Halliburton. So, excuse me, actually, we're in the plan. Sorry, we got the Dallas Mavericks, and, yeah, Luka. They added DeAndre Hunter. It's a good addition to their squad. They have Christian Wood, somehow not starting him. Interesting. Let's see what happens. We win. And we're on to... Wait. Oh, never mind. We're straight up into the... I was like, what the hell? We're straight up into the playoffs. And we got De'Aaron Fox. Colin Sexton found a new home. Derek White. I mean, this is like a... The depth off the bench, I think that probably kind of helps that team a lot. Am I crazy for thinking like we're a better team than that? That being said, I mean, we are separated by 1 game, so it's not that crazy. We're going to a Game 7, and we win. We are moving on to the Golden State Warriors, who have Steph Curry, Kaysen Wallace, Andrew Wiggins, Kuminga, James Wiseman, Jordan Poole, Moses Moody, Nasir Little. Oh, baby. Let's see how this round 2 goes against the Golden State Warriors. We are currently tied at 2 games apiece. We go down 3-2. Going to a Game 7 here in the Western Conference semifinals, and we lose. I might make a move that is not too popular as the Brooklyn Nets and Kyrie Irving go on to win the finals. I might make a move that might not be too popular, and I don't really know how people are going to feel about it, but we will see. Let's see. Any Clippers here? No. Let's see the lottery. It is the Lakers, Pelicans, Wizards, Bulls, and Knicks. Yes, the trade I make might not be the most popular one. I'm going to give Ty Lue 1 more season. And if we suck next season, we're going to go ahead and kind of blow it up. But it might be time for a move that a lot of people might not be a fan of. Let's make some trades. So I was originally going to do this trade here with the Celtics. I had this whole rationale behind it that, yeah, in real life, I'd never make this trade, even in 3 seasons, because I'm assuming Kawhi still going to be very good at the age of 34 if he remains healthy. I was going to bring up the argument, yeah, we saved $13 million, we get 6 years younger, and we get a first-round pick. And then I was scrolling through the Trade Finder, and, yeah, this came up. And Anthony Edwards is 23 years old and just came off a season of averaging just under 31 points, 5 boards, 4.5 assists, almost shot 40% from 3. So this one did not take too long for me to decide to, yeah, Anthony Edwards is going to come in here. I'm sorry if there are like big Kawhi Leonard fans out there that are very mad at me for making that trade, but I would have made that trade in year number 1, if I'm being honest with you. That is a trade I'm making 10 times out of 10. Sorry about it. But let's look at the rest of this roster. I think we just got an upgrade, honestly, at this point in time in 2K. Not talking about real life. I still have comments to this day of people saying, well, that's not an upgrade. I know in real life. Do we have any draft picks this year? Do we have any draft picks? We have the 15th overall pick from the Hornets and number 19 of our own. I'd like to combine those, maybe move up a little bit. I think I would. Or I can include those in a trade, maybe upgrade the power forward spot. Let's see what we can find. We're going to try to trade for Wendell Carter Jr., kind of upgrade our starting power forward spot. Not a shot at our boy Arthur Kaluma here. Wendell Carter Jr., I think, does a lot of things well. I think he kind of fits into that power forward spot. And I'd be excited to have him here. They're not going to take that trade. We traded for a couple first-round picks. We have 2 in this year's draft. They'll take that. We added Pascal. We added Wendell Carter Jr. to this team. He's going to be starting. Arthur Kaluma will now move to the bench. Only 26 years old. I'm still riding with Zubac as well. He's going to become a free agent, but I'm fine with that. Let's see. We do have pick number 19. Let's see if we can go ahead and draft somebody. Maybe a backup center. Eli Ndiaye, potential option here from Senegal. We also have some options here like Bryson Tucker. Who's our backup small forward right now? Oh, it's Amir Coffey, wasn't it? All right, let's take a new backup small forward. These guys are both 76 overalls. Bryson Tucker When you look at some comparisons, Danilo Gallinari's the ceiling. That's a tough kind of ceiling. I mean, Gallo was kind of nice, especially those later days in New York, early days in New York. James Jones is his floor. Detlef Schrempf or Steve Novak. Very consistent rebounder. Nice lift on his jump shot. Medical conditions don't matter. Good playmaker. All right, I'll take a backup playmaker. Welcome to the team. That was our number 19 overall pick. And Bryson Tucker is going to be a 75 overall for us. Good value there. Arthur Kaluma is going to be coming back. I think the one thing that we've honestly kind of done a decent job throughout this rebuild is we've gotten younger. We've gotten a lot younger with this team on a team that, let's be honest, kind of needs it. Zubac is somebody I need back. He's going to be probably my starting center for the rest of this rebuild. Luke Kennard's only 29, only wanting $4.5 million a year. Fine by me. We're going to let Amir Coffey go. We just drafted his replacement, so that's fine by me. We have two, pretty decently sized trade exceptions right there, and I think we're in a good spot. I'm hoping we can somehow surpass the 44, 45 win threshold that it seems like we're stuck at right now. That being said, I think the moves we made really are hopefully going to help carry this team to the promised land. We do need to find a new backup center. Honestly, a guy like Rashawn Holmes. Maybe could bring Montrezl Harrell back to L.A. Oh, Wagner. I'm going to bring in Rashawn Holmes. I like Rashawn Holmes. We're going to sign him to a 2-year contract, who could be our backup center the rest of the video. And yeah, a very different looking team, obviously moving on from Kawhi Leonard, but we just traded for now our new best player in Anthony Edwards, and I could not be more excited to have him lead the charge, hopefully leading us to a championship. I'll see you guys at the start of the 4th year. It's the 4th year for us here in LA. We made an absolutely huge move last offseason by trading Kawhi Leonard. First ballot Hall of Famer we just moved on from in order to get Anthony Edwards, who's going to be the new best player on this team, and hopefully going to lead us to a championship. It's Cole Anthony, Tyrese Haliburton, Ant at the 3, Wendell Carter Jr., also a guy we traded for an upgrade, and Ivica Zubac at the starting 5. The bench unit also remains to be pretty good. DJ Wagner, Luke Kennard, Arthur Kaluma, Rashawn Holmes, and Bryson Tucker, number 19 overall pick out of Duke. I'm excited to see what this team can do. I'm hoping we are closer to the top this year than maybe a 7 seed in the play-in. I'll see you guys at the end of the 4th year here in LA. It feels good to be on top. Pause. We are officially atop here of the Western Conference as the number 1 seed. We're also 1 in the power rankings. Finally get somebody else to win an MVP award besides Luka Doncic. This time goes to LaMelo, albeit he typically wins one every video. Nasir Cunningham, Rookie of the Year. Los Angeles Lakers had the number 1 overall pick. They spent it on him, and it looks like it worked out. Alperen Sengun, new home in Boston, winning 6th Man of the Year, taking the number of 2 Celtics legends, that being 1, Aaron Nesmith, and 2, RJ Hunter, Celtics legends. Actually, did RJ Hunter wear 26? I don't know. Jonathan Isaac, Defensive Player of the Year. Josh Christopher, Most Improved. Ty Lue wins Coach of the Year. 61 wins. We haven't even hit 50 in a season. We just hit 60 after the trades we made. I'm super excited about that. Let's take a look at the standings. We're 8 games ahead of the New Orleans Pelicans, who are definitely still going to be a problem with us, and we were 5 games ahead of the Eastern Conference, which gave us the best record in the league. Anthony Edwards, I could not be happier I pulled the trigger on this trade. Again, I would have liked to have won a championship with Kawhi. I just feel like in this time, this was kind of a no-brainer. Let me know in the comment section if you agree with that. Cole Anthony, Tyrese Haliburton, Wendell Carter Jr., DJ Wagner, Ivica Zubac, Arthur Kaluma, Luke Kennard, what is his name? Bryson Tucker, and Rashawn Holmes, rounding out this points rotation. Wendell Carter Jr. leads us in boards, and assists goes to Tyrese Haliburton. See what we got in the first round. Going to be the Houston Rockets. We actually beat them last year. When they were a 2 seed, we were a 7 seed. Io, Jalen Green, Cameron Whitmore, Jabari Smith Jr., Yves Misi, you have a... I'm sorry, what? You have Zach LaVine coming off. What in the world is going on with these rotations? Also, how did Zach LaVine not win 6th Man of the Year? All right, we're up 2-1 here in round number 1. We go up 3-1 and 3-2. Don't blow this. Oh, come on, 2K. Thank you. Moving on here. Portland Trailblazers. Scoot Henderson. Shaedon Sharpe. Giannis. Giannis always signs with the Blazers when he leaves the Bucks. It's weird. Trenton Wofford, Yusuf Nurkic. All right. I will give it that the Portland Trailblazers definitely do have the best player in the series. That being said, I still think we're a better and a deeper team. More kind of filled out team, if you will. We're 2-2 right now. This is probably one of my hardest playoff runs ever if we end up winning this and we get eliminated. Son of a bitch. Giannis is fucking with me. He comes over to the West and I can't escape. LaMelo Ball, Finals MVP along with regular season MVP. Have the Pelicans not been in the Finals yet? I honestly don't know the answer to that, but that's crazy. All right, draft lottery time. Do we have a pick? I'd like a pick right now. It'd make me feel good, but no, we don't. Timberwolves, yeah, they sucked. They traded their best player, and yeah, they sucked. Rockets, Celtics, Pelicans, and the Magic. Celtics must have sucked because they probably let Tatum walk. Is Ty Lue the guy for the job? I mean, look at his ratings. They're really, really good ratings. That being said, a guy like Mike Stauffer's here. I think I'm going to give him the go. You know, we do have the richest owner in the league. We should hopefully be able to afford Mike Stauffer. And I hate this blocked shit, man. I really do. You signed a guy with legitimately perfect ratings as an assistant coach, Cleveland. You fucking assholes. All right, well, you know what? Let's just say we give you another extension. Let's just say that. Ty Lue, no hard feelings. Welcome back to LA. Let's head up to the NBA draft. We have a later first-round pick, potentially. We have number 26. I don't think this team really needs it. If I'm being honest, I just don't really see a way to draft somebody and kind of get them into the rotation in one season. Widener and Kaluma both going to be coming back here. Qualifying offers Ish Wainwright. Yeah, no thanks. Let's hit free agency. Do we have any big free agents? I think we might. Wendell Carter Jr. Yeah, that's definitely a big free agent. Thank God we have enough money to bring him back, because if not, we were going to be screwed. So we kind of have the core of this team here. You know, we're bringing back everybody from last season. I don't even think it's crazy to say that we really don't need to make any trades. I don't think there's really a weak spot on this team. I mean, maybe the backup to Anthony Edwards being Bryson Tucker, but one, I think he's going to continue to progress. And on top of that, he's playing 10 minutes a night, so like he really can't be the problem. Do I maybe want to find a new starting center with Ivica Zubac? I may look. I may glance. Let's see if we can find a trade. If not, I'll show you guys the rotation at the start of year 5. I'm going to try to get Miles Turner here from the Indiana Pacers. You know, you can have the debate between who you'd prefer right now, Zubac or Turner. I'm taking Turner pretty much every single day of the week. We're going to offer Zubac and Rashawn Holmes for him. Thankfully, I do have a bunch of picks now that I can you can have 4 if you want. It's the final year. This wasn't the final season. There's no shot. I'm including 4 first-round picks, or even 3 probably for Miles Turner. But yeah, he's a clear upgrade there at that center spot. Hopefully, he can be a defensive monster for us. We now need to find a new backup center. Luther Lowry, an undrafted player from Baylor, 7'1". I don't know if that's really my best option. I think I can sign somebody and make a trade, like a Karis LeVert, because I still got picks remaining. So let me sign Karis LeVert. And then let me go ahead and, yeah, I'll trade Karis LeVert and 2 first-round picks, and we will find a new backup center. Excuse me, wrong button. Karis LeVert. And 2 first-round picks, 1 being from the Kings and 1 being from the Cleveland Cavaliers. So let's go ahead, find a center. Bayfall, hasn't really played. He is a 79 overall, though, but that is kind of a risk for a guy that really hasn't played. Kevon Looney's just kind of 30 and kind of regressing a little bit, if I'm being honest. I might take the risk here on Bayfall. I've actually seen him win Rookie of the Year before. Zach Collins, You know, let's take Bayfall. He's a 79 overall, probably playing 12 minutes a night. I will see you guys at the start of, 5th and final year. This is a team that has not even made a conference finals yet, and we are hoping for a championship here. And I think this team has the talent to do it. Honestly, I'm not going to sit here and tell you I'm disappointed with Cole Anthony. He's been playing very, very well for us. I'm more a little bit confused about why his overall really hasn't gone up a lot. Like, he's playing well. He was really young when we got him. He's still young at 26, but, like, we got him when he was 23. You think his overall would go up a few. He started out as an 82. He's now an 84. That being said, he's playing well for us. I don't really care about the overall. Tyrese Halliburton, Anthony Edwards, Wendell Carter Jr., and Miles Turner rounds out the starting 5. DJ Widener going to be our 6-man role. He's developing quite well. Honestly, you might be able to make an argument that he could start, but I think Cole Anthony's still kind of taking the cake for me. Going to be our starting point guard. Widener will lead the second unit. I know I said Bay Fall's probably playing 12 or 10 minutes a night. He's actually our second highest overall. And, yeah, going to be taking over the backup center spot at 79 overall, barely ever stepping on the NBA floor. Followed by that is Arthur Kaluma, Luke Kennard, and then Bryson Tucker. Not a horrible bench, not a great bench, not a terrible one, though. This is a really fun starting 5, though. This is not a lineup or anything kind of close to a lineup that I've had in a very long time. So I'm excited to spice some things up. Hopefully it works out here and we can get a championship at the end of year 5. A beautiful way to end our final regular season here in LA as Anthony Edwards, MVP at 28 points a game, 5.5 boards, 4 assists, 1.5 steals. He's definitely the stud we were hoping we traded for. Number 1 here in the West, number 1 in the power rankings. Hopefully works out a little bit different this year than it did last year. Koa Pete, Rookie of the Year. Killian Hayes, 6th man in Dallas. Giannis is now in the West. It's scary. Jalik Dunkley Distant. Wow, that is an unbelievably fun name. Yeah, most improved player. Ty Lue, 68 and 14, baby. God, if we don't win a finals, this might be one of my more disappointing teams to never win a finals if we don't win it. That would be really disappointing. Numbers, Anthony, Halliburton, DJ Widener, Wendell Carter Jr., Bayfall. Actually not bad at all. Low-key, like, he didn't outplay Miles Turner, but, like, the production is not too crazy different, and I think the contracts are extremely different. Rebounds was Wendell Carter Jr., and assists was Tyrese Halliburton. Alrighty, first round here, we got a dance with Oklahoma City, who is, yeah, you got Jamal Murray as a 6-man. So got a battle of 2 really good point guards as 6-man with us having DJ Wagner, them having Jamal Murray. We are up 3-1, and we close them out in 5. Moving on to the Utah Jazz here. Elliott, Kadu, Herbert Jones, Anthony Black, Vanderbilt, Jalen Duran. Yeah, there's just no way that team's beating us at all. All right. I could sit here and yell. I really could. I could yell about the fact that we just blew a 3-0 lead. I could yell about the fact that we lost to a team that probably didn't have an all-star. I don't even know what to say anymore. I really don't. I mean, seriously. Are we serious right now? Are we serious? It's just one of those days, man. I think the Clippers are cursed. And oh my God. It's one of those days. It really is. This honestly could be one of my more talented teams in a 5-year rebuild. And it ends with no championships. It really does. And I had a ton of fun with this one still. And I think this team has all the talent in the world to win a championship. But it just didn't work out. And that really does suck. Because I had a ton of fun with this rebuild. And yeah, that's not the way I wanted it to end. I wanted to get some gameplay with this team. I did not think we were going to even lose a game. And I saw we went up 3-0. And then we just didn't lose a game. And then we didn't lose a game. And then we just lost 4 straight. Yeah, not the way I wanted this one to end. Hopefully you guys got a good laugh out of it, though, because maybe I'll look back and laugh on this one in about a year and a half, but not now. Other than that, if you could do me a favor, if you're enjoying my pain, leave a like on the video. I would definitely appreciate it. Clippers fans, I am sorry I was not able to kind of carry you guys to a championship. I think I really did a lot of fun and a pretty good job with the roster that you guys do have now here in LA. That sucks. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys have not yet, I'd greatly appreciate it if you could subscribe to the channel, as we're probably at this point in time less than 60 subscribers away from 30K, baby. I cannot wait to hit it. I'm going to throw myself a party. But yeah, I greatly appreciate each and individual one of you guys who just support me day in and day out. It's been great so far. It's been a good summer as it is winding down. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll catch you guys all in the next one.